Hi guys, welcome back. So today I have a little get ready with me with some new products that I've gotten recently. I got the Morphe BRONTOUR, which is the bronzer contour little kit, the Morphe 9C palette, and then the COLOURPOP Ellarie collab. I got the lip gloss and the lipstick, one of the lipsticks. Yeah, so I'm just going to be demoing it, showing you what I think, how it looks on camera. Yeah, so let's just jump right into this video. Okay, so first I'm going to be using my Maybelline Master Prime in Blur and Smooth. I've been loving this primer lately. Ever since I used it, like I've had it for a really long time, but ever since I used it in my last video, I can't stop using it. It literally makes your skin feel like, I don't know, like a baby's butt. It's so soft. Okay, so next I'm going to be using my Maybelline Superstay Full Coverage Foundation. I am mixing Honey 320 and 355 Coconut. So I never did an update on this foundation. I'm still loving it. It's so amazing. You only need a little for full coverage. And even a few people who have tried it after I recommended it said it's amazing. Like amazing. And the shade range is really, really good. Okay, so next I'm going in with the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind in Caramel. And then for contour, I'm using the Black Opal True Color Stick Foundation in Carob. Okay, now I'm going to blend out my contour. And then I'm just going back in with my foundation brush just to clean up under that contour because it still has that concealer foundation on it. Make sure everything is blended out and my contour is not too harsh. Okay, so next I'm going to set my under eye using the Derma Blend Loose Setting Powder. I'm not going to set my entire face yet because I'm going to do my brows, so just my under eye and everywhere else that I concealed. Okay, so next I'm going to do my eyebrows off camera, but I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back with my brows done. So next we are going to move on to the eyes. I'm going to start off before I jump into the Morphe palette using the Urban Decay Primer Potion in Eden. It's going to set that primer just so we don't have any creasing. Okay, so today we'll be using the Morphe 9C Jewel Crew palette. I think it's called Jewel Crew because it has a lot of jewel tones in the palette. It's so gorgeous. So this palette isn't available on the Morphe website. It's exclusively available at Ulta because you know they carry it now, which is actually really nice because I really like Morphe, but I was just sometimes I get sick of ordering things online, especially makeup. You want that instant gratification. So it's nice to be able to actually go into a store now, buy it, and be able to use it the next day. So it comes bubble wrapped, and it looks like this. Really nice packaging. And then the inside looks like this. So as you can see, it's really pretty. A lot of oranges, purples, some deep browns, and then some shimmer shades. I like that the palette's really cohesive. You could really do one solid eye look with all of these colors. It all makes a lot of sense, and it has a really nice big mirror. And guys, I paid with tax $13 and some change, $13. Like so cheap. And it's nice because with Morphe I would have had to pay shipping for this, but didn't have to because it's in stores. Okay, so I have no idea what I'm going to do with this palette. Well, I know for sure I'm going to end up using Stone Fox and Rock Out. Rich Girl, which is like the deep eggplant, so pretty. I'll probably end up using that. I don't know. I'm just going to kind of wing it as I go. Let's start out with Rock Out, which is a little bit lighter than Stone Fox, but it's like a burnt copper orange. And I feel like Morphe's shadows have gotten a lot better. They used to be really powdery, and this palette is so cheap that I'm like almost worried, but we will see. This palette could probably use one lighter shade just to really blend like this kind of color out. Okay, so the shadow blends out pretty nicely. It was kind of stiff for like a second, but it just takes a little more of a blend. Okay, so I love this shade. It blended out really nicely. For some reason, this eye had a hard time getting going. My brush probably just needs to be washed. But this side, I had no issues. So next, I'm going to take Stone Fox, which is actually very similar to Rock Out. So I don't know if it's going to do anything, but I'm just going to take a little bit of that in the crease just to see if maybe it darkens it up. Okay, so this shade has a lot more orange in it. I was super confused for a second. I was like, these shades look the exact same. Probably would have been better to do this shade first, but it's okay. So next I'm gonna go in with the Rich Girl, which is that like purple eggplant shade. And I'm gonna put it in my outer crease. Bring it into my inner corner. I'm just going to place it first on both eyes. Okay, so next for my lid, I'm using Fool's Gold, which is just a true gold. I'm putting that all over my lid. Sometimes I find putting these shimmery shades on with your finger first really intensifies them. And then I'll go in with my brush to really place the shadow exactly where I want it to be. And then I'm taking the color Hidden Gem, I'm putting a little bit on the outer corner just to darken it up. It has little flecks of gold in it, but I don't think it's going to show up. And then I'm going to take rose quartz and put that in my inner corner. And then I'm going to take Rich Girl, which is that eggplant shade, and also line my lash line with that. Okay, so next I'm going to take Hidden Gem and deepen up the lash line a little bit. Okay, so my thoughts on the palette. The eyeshadows are really nice. They're creamier than previous Morphe palettes. Definitely similar to the Jaclyn Hill palette in terms of consistency. They're pretty smooth. The shimmer shades be a little more intense without the water, just because I feel like once I did spritz a little water on my brush, it did intensify it, but I feel like if from the beginning, if it would have been more intense, then the shadow pod would have been amazing, bomb. I just feel like they're like lacking a little bit in intensity, not in terms of like pigmentation, but just like that wow factor that you really want shimmer shades to have. Okay, so I'm going to throw in some liner and some lashes. I will be right back. So as you can see, my eyes are all done. So let's move on to the Morphe Brontour. So the whole thing with this is that it's a bronzer and contour duo, hence the name. I got the color Showmance, which is, I'm almost positive it's the darkest shade. So it says, meet the daring duo, glow into detail with this power couple that pairs your perfect matte contour with a radiant bronzer. So it comes in this packaging, very similar or basically the same as the eyeshadow palette. So I already looked at it. The only thing I was confused by is, so same kind of packaging. So the contour is really pretty. It's like a, I can definitely tell that it's gonna have some red undertones, but it's very rich. But then this shade is the bronzer part, and it's literally just, it looks like, oh. So see, looking at it, it looks very, very shimmery. So I was like, oh, this just looks like a highlight, like a coppery highlight. But when I swatch it, the shimmer doesn't come up as much. So maybe it is a bronzer. So comparing it to a bronzer that I use most of the time, like I use this Guerlain Terracotta bronzer in 09. And this is the shade compared to the Brontour. As you can see, this one is a lot darker, a lot more of a red undertone. This one is cooler. But it is similar to the bronzer in this one. This one's a little bit lighter, so I don't know if this one's really going to show up on me. So let's test it out and see how it works. Oh, it's really pretty. Not as red as I thought it would be. It's definitely very pigmented, and it does blend out. It's really pretty. So it's not as, the undertone is a lot cooler than I thought it would be just looking at it, and I really, really like that. I don't like for my contours to be too red. And it blends out really nicely. I think I'm going to order the shade one shade lighter too, just to compare, because I mean, this is nice. This is definitely a contour for if I'm going out. I definitely want to do the most. Sometimes I don't want to do the most though. So maybe the one shade lighter could be like my everyday, you know? And then I'm going to take the bronzer shade, I'm actually really nervous, and just put a little bit of that on the cheeks. Oh. Okay, so it does have shimmer in it. I don't know if I should put this on my forehead. I'm just gonna go for it. I'm very chiseled right now. This is a little weird for me. So that bronzer actually does work. It actually is deep enough. I think that'll be really pretty for the summer. You know, in the summer, you want your bronzers to kind of have a little shimmer to them. It really makes your face glow, light up and glow. So I actually really like it. I feel like my reaction didn't show that because I wasn't expecting that, but it's really pretty, and it actually did work on the forehead, so I'm not mad at it. I could see it creating texture. My skin is actually at its best right now, so it's, you know, not really an issue for me, but if you have a lot of texture on your cheeks, you might want to be careful because it is shimmery. And then I'm not going to use that contour on my nose just because it is a little bit dark, and I really like to use the Balm Bahama Mama on my nose because it's like the perfect contour color for my nose. And then I'm going to use a little bit of my Artist Couture Diamond Glow Powder in Conceited. And then next I'm going to use a little bit of my Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder in Medium Deep. Okay, so next I'm going to be using the ColourPop Ellarie Collab Liquid Lipstick, and I got the shade Anyways, which I love the name. You can probably guess from the name that it is like a brown. So let's see. I didn't really want to do a bold eye and a bold lip, but I really want to test this out, so let's see how it looks. Okay, so as it dries, this shade is gorgeous. It's almost like, it's like brown, but I feel like it kind of has like a purple tint to it. But I haven't worn a liquid lip in so long. I just don't wear them. They're just heavy. I like a lip gloss, you know, like a stain. All for all, I would say Morphe did a good job, and Ellarie definitely snapped on these lip products. Yeah, I really like how it turned out. I would definitely recommend the eyeshadow palette. I mean, it's $12. You really can't beat that. Just Morphe in general, I would just recommend. I feel like they're really nice for people who are just starting out with makeup, who really are just starting out wanting to learn how to do their eyeshadow. Maybe you've perfected your base and your lips and your eyebrows, and you really want to dive into eyeshadow because it's intense. And with the price, the pigmentation, the quality, it's really nice for that. Even if you're someone who has mastered your eyeshadow and you're a makeup fanatic, I still really feel like it's nice to have some of these Morphe palettes in your collection. For the lip product thus far, it doesn't feel drying. Sometimes the ColourPop liquid lipsticks have a tendency to be really dry and crack and break easily, but this one feels really nice and comfortable, especially with it being a dark shade. For the BRONTOUR, I think it's a really cute idea. The contour shade is really nice. It's a little like a touch dark for like where I'm at in terms of where I like my makeup. I like for it to be a little bit softer. So I think I may just order the lighter shade, and hopefully that will fulfill my needs. The bronzer portion of it is interesting. For me, bronzer, I think a little less shimmer, but it's not bad. It's really nice maybe if you want that bronzer highlight in one. So guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know if you've already tried these products and if they worked for you. Let me know if you're into Morphe or it's a newer brand that you just heard of. Also, the details of this lip will always be on my blog, beautywoo.com. That's with 2 I's. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!